很好吃。
And then you just like yum. Hi, I'm En. This is my sister Jade and my boyfriend Brandon. Come spend 14 days eating and exploring through Shanghai, Wuhan, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong with us. I was born in Wuhan, left when I was 5, and this time we're visiting my grandparents, who recently moved back to Wuhan. I speak conversational Mandarin, but I probably read at a kindergarten level, so every time I go back, it's kind of like being home and also being completely lost at the same time. This is part 1. Let's go. Brandon and I actually flew from Miami to San Francisco the night before our flight because somehow that was cheaper than flying direct. And here we are meeting up with Jade the following day for our 12 p.m. flight.
Look at her. She's so cute. Look at this. Hello.
So the plan was 4 cities in 14 days. Shanghai for 3 days, Wuhan for 5 days, Shenzhen for 1.5, and the rest of our time in Hong Kong, which, depending on who you ask, is either an ambitious and glorious eating tour or a mild form of self-harm.
我要胖的表 right?
不得了。
不得了，我要胖的不得了。I want to get unfathomably fat.
Fat without. Ready to sit 12 hours with one another.
I think the most interesting but jarring part about returning to China as a Chinese American is that I feel very connected to the culture and the people through language. It was my first and only language for the first 5 years of my life, so I'd have these moments where I would understand everything that was being said around me, but I would also still feel like a complete foreigner. Because China is so digitally native as a country and I can't really read or write, sometimes it feels like it just doesn't matter that I can speak. To give you an idea, when it comes to doing anything within the Chinese system, whether that's like navigating the subways, reading maps, scoping out restaurant reviews, looking at menus, ordering food, ordering cars, everything's on your phone and it's all in Chinese. And for some services, you need a Chinese phone number. Like the number of times I got locked out of Meituan, dude, which is like their Uber Eats. And there's just like so much translating and screenshotting, and I just felt so incompetent and illiterate. Anyways, here we are in Shanghai. We met up with our friend Evelyn and wasted no time in stuffing our faces at her jianbing spot. Oh my god, it was incredible. So crunchy from the wonton crisp and also so gooey and savory and sweet from the sauce with the egg. I feel like it was very emblematic of the food experience in Shanghai because this was just some random neighborhood stall. Like you don't even have to try. Just close your eyes and pick a spot because everything is delicious. But don't get me wrong, because we did come with a list. And the first stop was a chain called Chaoyang Shengjianbao.
You're crunchy. That makes me happy. Make it so juicy.
So aside from Xiaolongbao, I guess Shenzhenbao is like the other bao that Shanghai is known for, which is, I guess, just like a regular bao, but they pan fry it upside down, so the top of the bao is actually like the crispy part, and then on the inside is like soup. These are Brandon's favorites. Okay, so I didn't articulate this very well in the video, but the reason why Shanghai Shenzhen Bao stand out from other Shenzhen Bao is how thin the dough is and the ratio of dough to filling and soup. The thinner the dough and the more soup and filling there is, the more dynamic the mouthfeel and flavor. But that also means the hotter the bao, which Brandon discovered the hard way.
hot, and I don't know why. It's very funny. And so I'm sorry.
All good. I'm so glad you caught that on camera. Oh no. I feel like everyone has their own preferred way of eating soup dumplings, but what we do is we bite a top off the top of the bowl, and then you pour the vinegar inside so it gets to cool off, and then the vinegar also kind of cools it off, and then you just like toss it back. Oh, yum. Yeah. Okay, I'm going in.
Another spot we wanted to try was a Michelin star restaurant called Lai Lai Xianglongbao. They specialize in crab roe baos and noodles, and to be honest, we thought that Xiaoyang was better. Maybe it's just because I'm not a huge crab roe fanatic, but I found these to be a little bit light in flavor, and I honestly just don't think they came in hot enough. The katsu is probably the best thing on the table. Okay, moving on from food for a bit. When I walk around Shanghai, I get this nostalgic feeling because much of the old architecture has been preserved, but there's also a lot of new construction. One area we really loved was Xingtiandi, which is this pedestrian street full of these really beautiful old buildings, outfitted with new businesses, restaurants, and boutiques. And I feel like this contrast is very characteristic of Shanghai. You'll find restaurants that have been running on family recipes for generations, right alongside concept bars and cafes, and restaurants that really push the culinary boundaries, like this Lay's Palato, as in potato gelato. For real though, one food item that Evelyn introduced us to actually blew my mind, and it's a boba drink. And apparently it's super popular at the moment and always packed, so she ordered for us on her phone ahead of time, and we still had to wait like 30 minutes to pick up the drink. Anyways, I'm obsessed. Like, I actively think about this drink all the time. And mind you, I am not a boba person. Like, I grew up drinking boba, but I didn't really have a huge affinity toward it. But the specialty drink from Ama Shouzuo, I would make the trip to Shanghai just for this drink. The main flavor profile is like fresh milk. And I don't know how to describe it, but milk products in Asia just hit different. And they also managed to like liquefy mochi and put it in the drink along with what I think is red bean. Oh my god, it's just heaven. It's only right to end the Shanghai leg of this trip with one of my top 3 things I've eaten the entire trip, and certainly my favorite thing I ate in Shanghai. It's a danbing from a husband and wife shop called Dingxinglu Danbing. The danbing has egg within the crepe that gives it a crispy but also chewy texture. There's a bunch of combos you can get, but we got the Chinese pork sausage. I'm such a sucker for contrasting flavors and textures, and this one really hit the spot. It was umami and savory and sweet and spicy all at once. If you have one danbing or one street food in Shanghai, let it be this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
My grandfather always said Chinese cooking is about making humble ingredients taste really good together. Now let me take you to a city and show you what he means.